What's up, y'all? It is StrawhatYomo again. And with me, you know who he is. Go ahead and
Yes,
introduce
yes,
yourself.
sir. It's your boy Dcentos. You already know who it is. You know what I'm saying? We back again, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already know. We're back again with another video. I know it's been a hiatus, but hey, I feel like that's how we open up every time. It's like it's been a hiatus, but hey, we busy. We two black men trying to get that money. One's in
Exactly,
school,
man.
one's working, and we just
Exactly, man. Know what
trying
I'm
to make it for
saying?
ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We real seasonal with it, man. We real seasonal. We
Yeah.
come in seasons. Know what I'm saying? We gonna be here for a little bit. We gonna give you a nice little batch to keep you fed, and then we
Mm-hmm.
gonna be out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make that bread.
Exactly.
Know what I'm saying?
We just drop a little videos and then it's like, all right, we out. Drop a little videos and then we out. So that's how we gotta do it.
Yes, sir.
Um, but yeah, you guys already know we're gonna be talking about Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z superhero movie, which is starting off. The title for the movie is trash. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Wow, slander
That
already.
it's like
Wow, that's
too
where
it's
we're
too
going.
confusing. It should have just been like Dragon Ball Hero. It should have been like Dragon Ball Super Hero. Like
Okay.
Dragon Ball Superhero. It's like, what are y'all doing? Um, but yeah, for the people, I think the movie came out what 2 months ago. I want to say it's been a minute.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, we're just gonna talk about it. For the people who, I guess this is gonna be a spoiler video. So if you haven't seen it, I guess don't watch it. But this isn't. I think it's not canon to the story.
It might
So
be
it
actually, but we can talk about that later.
okay. So basically, a part of what happens in that whole movie is that this is again, we don't know if this is canon or not, but we have some new characters. One of them is Dr. Giro's grandchild, is it?
Yeah, yeah. I think his name was what
Okay.
Dr. Hideo, right?
Yeah, I think so. You know the name better than
Dr.
but yeah,
Oh man, yeah,
I ain't
Dr.
looking at the names.
Hideo. It's Hideo or Hideo. He's a little short kid who likes the candy. That's his name.
Basically, so his grandchild is, he's like basically like this lineage of Dr. Gero, and just like Dr. Gero, he likes androids, he likes making them. But the thing is that he isn't evil as his grandfather, and so he's being approached by the Red Ribbon Army,
Yeah,
like with the CEO, the leader of it,
yeah.
and he wants him to make
Mhm.
androids for him in order to stop Goku and this whole crew. And the little boy kind of gets like manipulated in that way, thinking that, oh, he's doing it for good, he's a hero. And the guy switches it to where, like, yeah, Goku and all of them are like, they're evil. And
Mhm.
so that's kind of where the movie starts off with. And from there, we find that the movie doesn't have to do anything with Goku and Vegeta because they're somewhere else on a whole different planet.
Yeah.
So it's mostly all about the rest of the DBZ heroes um, that are just left on Earth, and they're trying to stop this guy from taking them out. So that's basically the entire the entirety of the movie. It's nothing in depth or anything like that. Is there any thoughts that you had to say about the movie so
Uh,
far or
yeah. So
overall?
I'll say this right. When I first saw the trailer, and I saw the animation, because for those of you who are unaware, the animation is like it's like this 3D type of animation. It is not this typical, the typical like 2D animation that we're used to seeing. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh, is this another what's that show on Netflix? Agent. It's you know how
Oh,
those yeah,
Ajin,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
those
yeah.
shows on Netflix that got that real bad animation. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, ooh, what's the frame rate on this? But you know, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like what we got was fairly serviceable in terms of animation and quality. I think they had the movie theater budget and they used it appropriately in my opinion. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like you were saying, it's CGI, but it wasn't bad CGI. I don't even think it was like, oh, I didn't even think it was like Ajin,
mhm.
per se. I felt that it was better than that.
Yeah.
I felt that the animation, everything was really good, and yeah, I thought like it fit. what the action scenes. I fit everything that what the movie wanted to show. Like there wasn't any limitations. So I really
Hmm.
did like the movie style. If they were to use that moving forward, I feel like it'd be a little bit different in the series, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, and I think like one thing like I want to say about I guess like the movie overall. I actually like because everybody has their own opinion about this movie. Oh, like, oh, it wasn't really all that good, but I actually really enjoyed it because what you touched on in the beginning was that this movie does not star what's his name, Goku and Vegeta, because they're all training.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically starts off Piccolo, and to me, uh, you know, Piccolo and Vegeta are the two most interesting characters in the Dragon Ball universe. So, it's popular to everyone's opinion. Goku is not an interesting character, and I don't know how much of Super you've seen. Now, I haven't seen all of Super. I've seen like the Tournament of Power, a little bit. Like I've seen like bits and pieces of Super, right? But
Yeah.
like, but like, my problem with Super is that Goku's not interesting. He's not interesting, and he's really really dumb. So to get someone as a focal point of the movie as Piccolo was really interesting to me
Mm-hmm.
because it starts off with Piccolo, he's training, and if like for the words like like next threat or whatever, and as Piccolo had a lot to do with training Gohan. So throughout the entire movie, he's like trying to like get Gohan basically back to his former self, which is, let's be honest, that's what we all want as DBZ fans,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody messed with Gohan. Like Teen Gohan, that man was at his peak, and from Teen Gohan, he just went down and down and down. So I, hey man, that's what we got. So I mean, I really enjoyed that. What about you?
Yeah, I overall I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a pretty solid DBZ movie. Now some people were saying it was better than the last movie, Broly. I don't know about that. But
Mm.
I do feel like this is a different direction in the movie that we never seen before because there was a lot more comedy in it. Now, I don't know, did you watch it sub or dub?
I watched it. What language did I see it in? I think I definitely saw it dubbed because
Yeah.
because the sub version, how when they be fighting, they be like, ah, ta, 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 ta. Nah, I ain't hear none of
Yeah,
that.
it's
Nah,
too
I didn't hear
much.
none of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, I saw it dubbed. Nah, the dub was clean. The dub was pretty clean for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it dubbed and I thought the voice acting was straight. Yeah, it was actually a pretty funny movie. Um I thought it was hilarious, especially like there it wasn't all the time serious. They had a
Hmm.
lot of funny scenes in there. One thing that I thought about was when Piccolo was sneaking in, he had the whole uniform as a red ribbon people
Oh
and
yeah.
he was trying to like play in as like he's one of the officers and one of the characters just had like this country accent. I think one of the leaders, and it just like threw me off. I was like, wait, what? And Piccolo's trying to imitate that country accent too. So that
Hmm.
was funny. And then Piccolo trying to like kidnap what's his name? I forgot the little girl's name, but
Oh,
with that big swole dude, I thought that whole scene was a
oh,
little funny as
Pam.
well too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He was
yeah, yeah,
trying to get
Pam.
Pam. Yeah,
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
yeah.
But,
I want to comment on that. Because when I was watching the movie, the comedic timing reminded me of a Marvel movie. As strange as it might sound, like I felt like I was watching like a decent superhero Marvel movie. Maybe like Thor 1, not the second one, but like the first one, right? Where like, it's Dragon Ball Z, but they're jokes and they're constantly hitting throughout the show. Like, they're constantly,
mm-hmm.
like they're making jokes about Gohan and how like like how like really like Piccolo's really the father of Gohan. Like they're making jokes about that. They're talking about how like Gohan's not really like a like he not really like a fighter no more. How he's a wimp. So it's just like throughout the entire movie, it's just like it's constant jokes. It's a good watch, and I think they introduced some like really good characters because I think this movie serves as like this is the story that I think we need. Like some people might call this like a filler arc, but to me, this is
Mm-hmm.
like a important piece of character development for Gohan and Piccolo because
Mm-hmm.
these guys haven't had a power up since I don't know Z. Like I don't think they had a single
Yeah.
power up in Super. So like to see these guys, fight their own threat and not have Goku and Vegeta beat the threat to me was brilliant. Cause because what Dr. Hideo he made it what are the gamma 1 and gamma 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Piccolo was going head to head against one of them, he was actually struggling. Like, you know what I'm saying, like Piccolo, like, you know what I'm saying, like he really not been fighting like that. You know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
he's
There's a
supposed
lot
to
of peace. There's a
e-
lot of pieces been going on. So
exactly, and he's supposed to be one of the Earth's best warriors, but he really isn't. And I think at some point in the middle of the movie, I think he gets the Dragon Balls with Bulma, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
And
he does.
yeah, and he makes a wish to, like, I guess, like make him kind of stronger or whatever. So,
Hmm.
you know, he ultimately gets his power up through that way. And I don't know. I just thought it was a good piece of development for Piccolo. And I don't know, like going like deeper into movies. So, basically, their plan is they kidnap Pam, and basically Gohan finds out, and he rushes to the scene, and he gets mad and he's angry. You know what I'm saying? And at this
Hmm.
point, he basically has to like go Super Saiyan and like defend his honor, which he really hasn't had to do since basically, I guess, like Majin Buu.
Yeah.
So, to see him like get angry and power up, especially, when Piccolo like tried to like make it seem as though his Pam was in danger. Like we saw him get mad, we saw him go to Ultimate Gohan. So, that was, that was cool to see. I feel like this movie was like a, I don't know, it was like a letter to Gohan fans. Like, all right, we see you, we know you like we know you like Gohan, so like
Hmm.
let's do something with it.
Yeah. Really everything that you said like kind of hit the spot on. Now I didn't really like um how Piccolo got his power up. Oh, and then by the
Mm.
way, we only got 3 minutes. Hey y'all, we got the basic version of Zoom, so that's how we gonna
Yo,
rock it.
all right, we
I
got
see
3 minutes.
that, yeah. So we gotta like wrap it up pretty
All
quick,
right.
sadly. But yeah, I was just gonna say that I didn't like how Piccolo got his power up. I feel like that wasn't the way Piccolo would do it. But again, I'm not Toriyama, so it is what it is. And then that ultimate Gohan, I did not see that coming at all. I was like, so it took you this far in order to just power up like this. I was like, okay. And me personally, I thought his design looked ugly. Like I didn't like the
The
super long
slander.
hair. Bro, it looked like honestly I don't know if you did this, but I remember back in the days, people would look up Super Saiyan 10, Super Saiyan 25, and that's what it looked like to me. It's like one of those off-brand designs, and I was like, "What is this?" But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. We got 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes here, bro. All right, we gonna have to extend this. We got to we might have to come back to this. All right, because I wanted to talk about Cell Max as a villain, and as like that final arc, like that final boss villain. Because
Yeah,
because I thought the final fight was serviceable. I didn't think it was like amazing, but I thought it was cool. Because like when Cell goes to his max form, you got everyone trying to like fight him, and really no one could really touch him, and it's really like, it's up to Gohan to kind of, save the day, because he's really the only Super Saiyan there. And
yeah,
yeah, I thought it was really cool how he did the what's that joint, the Maseko, no, not the
that
Maseko,
man.
no, the special beam cannon. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, how
yeah.
yeah, how he was like paying homage to Piccolo as his father. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, okay, I see you, I see you. So,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. How much time we got?
1 minute. I don't know.
Uh,
Should you want to wrap it up, or you want to just like
uh,
continue on?
we might have to continue this. I still got a little bit to say. I still got a little bit to say.
Okay. So we last left off talking about Cell Max. And you say
Yeah.
you want to give us like some of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, yeah. So Cell Max, he's like basically like this hyped up super version of Cell. Essentially, that's what Dr. Hito created. Because the original Cell, I think the problem was that the original Cell had like a mind of its own. So, basically with this version, we need to make a cell that was stronger, but that could be able to be controlled. But the only way to do that was to like let it like incubate for a certain period of time. But the main villain, I think his name was like Magenta. He was like, nah, f that. We gonna make him go out now. And when Cell Max came out, he came out like all wild and out. And so um he comes out and he starts fighting everybody. And I think that what they had like I think they had like Trunks and Goten. They came out too. They did their fusion, because I don't think we've seen that in like in a series in a very long time. So that was
Yeah.
that was cool as well. We had my man Krillin come out. You know what I'm saying? Because Krillin really the strongest human on the earth, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
he
wasn't really
is.
doing much. And they came out and they was really trying to do their thing. But like I said, it all came down to Gohan to do it. Now his new form. Now, was you right about the point where, it looked like Jones like we drew in middle school? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But
Man,
and they didn't even give it a name. I don't know if you noticed that. They didn't give it a name.
I don't remember if they did.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Okay.
Cause I saw it with my boy, and he was like, my boy, he saw it twice. He was like, yeah, he ain't giving a name, but they gave Piccolo's new form a name, Orange Piccolo. So I mean, like, here's the thing, like, I like the trigger that they gave for Gohan. I like how they made him mad, and now he had to like surpass his limits. That's cool. So because we always thought that Ultimate Gohan was his limit, and that he could actually never go past Ultimate Gohan, but like he proved that he could. So that was cool. Now Piccolo, I mean, he in the making. He got to get stronger somehow. So I'm not mad at Orange Piccolo.
Yeah,
I'm not mad
that's
at it.
true. Like Orange Piccolo, it was cool. He just was like buffer, honestly. So I was like, okay, that's all right.
Mhm.
But he did his thing. I felt like the action scenes were they were well done, like I don't
Yeah,
feel like they were lacking in that department. So yeah, the action scenes were pretty good. Plot was okay. There wasn't anything amazing, wasn't anything bad, but yeah. And we said I thought this wasn't canon, but I guess you're saying that
yeah.
it is.
So the
So I
only
don't
reason
know.
why I say it's canon because Pam is born and Pam's 3 years old. When the tournament in Power takes place, Pam isn't even born, or Pam is actually just born. Pam is like just born, like Whis just born's Pam, because he
Hmm.
he made, I don't know, somehow he could do childbirth, right? So this is 3 years after the tournament of power. That's all we know in terms of like the Dragon Ball timeline. So we just don't know where it is, but it's definitely 3 years after the tournament of power. That's what I
Hmm.
will say.
Yeah, that is true. Because they also brought Broly in as well too, and his little crew.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting as well. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, I guess they're gonna carry on this Broly, like this new look on Broly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess they're gonna make him canon. But again, I don't know. But overall, it's like a summary of everything. I thought the movie was straight. Out
Mm-hmm.
of 10, I'm gonna give it like a 7. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing to me. Like I don't feel like it was very innovative,
Mm-hmm.
but I also feel like it wasn't like the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with that too. I'm probably gonna give it like a 7 as well. I think my thing with the whole movie was that I came in with zero expectations because and mentors were saying that I don't really like Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z or Super. Like I feel like Dragon Ball was good when we was kids, but as times have changed, we realized that it was great because it was one of the first, and it was like the grandfather of anime. But in terms of writing, it's never really stood up to that. So when I
Hmm.
when I watched this and I saw like the jokes, you know what I'm saying, the comedic value to it, to me it felt very Marvel esque. I was like, all right, I don't really think Akira Toriyama wrote this. I feel like they got another crew to come in and write this movie because Akira
Yeah.
Toriyama he usually don't write like that. So I was satisfied. I was genuinely impressed. And I was genuinely satisfied. So I give it I give it a 7 as well. Not the best movie, but it's not the best movie, but I did enjoy my experience in the theater way more than I
Yeah.
did the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. You could take that.
Okay.
You could take that however you want.
Okay.
You could take that however you
I
want.
haven't seen this. I don't know
That's
yet.
all I'm saying.
Um,
That's all I'm saying.
but all right, but yeah, that's our thoughts on Dragon Ball Z superhero movie. Let us know what y'all think, in the comments and everything. Y'all know where to find us, on Instagram, all our socials, stuff like that. But yeah, that's everything that we had to say. Just let us know in the comments what y'all think. But with that, we out here. So
Peace.
peace.